Assalamu alaikum. My name is Anas, one of the managing partners of Ahdaaf Sports Club.
I'm Yousef Al Hashimi. Anyway, so we're actually four partners. Two of the other guys they chose us to represent the rest of the company. Basically what we're going to be talking today about is Ahdaaf Sports Club, is the company that we set up in January 2009. If we can get it. Okay. So this is our
logo.
This is our logo, yeah. So anyway, if you can start.
So what we want today is we want to give you a story, more of a realistic story. So there's the good, there's the bad. It's not a perfect story, of course. There's all the challenges, and we want to keep it as real as possible. So hopefully people who have their challenges or have things that they want to actually achieve, they realize and maybe understand something from our story. We'll start with the idea of four guys. I studied in Boston. The other guys all Montreal, Canada. And the thing is, when we were abroad, we saw all these different facilities providing super facilities, different floorings, different air conditioning, and the quality was fantastic. And we always thought, you know, we have a huge gap in the UAE. We have crazy heat, and we don't have any good facilities where somebody from a child to a corporate person who's working wants to actually go and play sports. There has to be somewhere where they can go. So there was the gap. What we needed to do is fill that gap. So we graduated, all of us, four of us, and we came here with that idea. The funny thing is that we know each other as friends, but we don't hang out with each other. But at the same time, we had a similar idea, a mini Ahdaaf in each mind. So that's 1, 3, and 4. I think one of them has to be actually much taller for Yousef. So the good thing is that when you join forces, each of us had different backgrounds. I'm a mechanical engineer, there's another mechanical engineer, there's a political scientist, there's an accountant. So each brings something different to the table. I love football, I've played varsity, I played semi-pro, he loves volleyball. Everybody likes something to do with sports. And when you join forces, you can actually get different angles and you bring a better understanding of what you want to achieve. So that was the first part of the formula. And then we approached Mohammed bin Rashid establishment for SME development. They loved the idea. They loved the idea that we will be actually the first in the Gulf to provide an enclosed area with AstroTurf, so you can wear your normal football shoes and play as if you're playing outdoors, but it's a controlled environment. So they approved it. And then some challenges came, and that's where the last part of the formula is.
Following up on that, finally, after we actually managed to get our business plan up and running and everything together and a lot of the hard work, touching back to the previous talks that were held today, it's not just having an idea, action, and then just, having an idea and just going through action. You have to plan. You have to make sure everything is solidified. You have to make sure your business plan is solid. And that's where we got a lot of help, as Anna said, with Mohammed bin Rashid establishment. But I think one of the most important traits to have for any young entrepreneur is perseverance. We're like small fish in a very big pond with a lot of hamurs, as we say. So we have to learn how to swim amongst them without getting eaten. And perseverance, it could be stubbornness, but it could be seen as a very good way. Do not accept no as an answer, as a final answer. Never take no as an answer. If we took no as an answer, we would have never had an Ahdaaf. We went through several different government entities to get the proposals accepted and so forth, so we can find a place where we can establish Ahdaaf. We got rejected once, we went back. We got rejected twice, we went back a third time, we went back for the fourth time, we finally got accepted. So if it wasn't for our anad or about us being stubborn mules, we wouldn't have been able to get it done.
If we have to use the word mind shift, I think we'll use it firstly here, because if we went about it the typical way, after the first or second rejection we'll be like, no, we're too proud, forget this idea, it's not worth it, and we're not going to do it. But we believed in it, and we thought, yes, if we just get a chance to establish this, people are going to see that. So we stuck to it. Coming back to the goal was, of course, to bring a new facility, an excellent facility for anybody to actually get a more active lifestyle. We have alarming numbers. We have high diabetes numbers, high cholesterol, and and obesity. And what we need to do is get people to be more active. When we were young, we had the Fridge syndrome. Every day after school, it's always in the neighborhood playing football or playing whatever. I remember we also had something called foul Kendora. So if the football would actually kick between the Kandora and it gets stopped, that's actually a foul. So that was something that we brought. So the good thing is that we were very active, and that was just a small generation back. And nowadays we have the iPad, which I saw everybody holding today. We have the iPad generation, we have the shopping malls, and we have everything that keeps you so entertained that you don't become active anymore. It's good to have those things in moderation, but at the same time you really have to do some activities.
Yeah. So then with all the planning and everything, all the thinking and the dreaming, we turned it into reality, alhamdulillah. So in January 2009, we set up Ahdaaf Sports Club. So this was our first facility. It's in El Goz. It's an industrial facility where we've taken out a warehouse and we've completely gutted it out, and we've set up 2 football fields over there. As you can see, the grass or the AstroTurf over here is artificial turf. The beauty of it, what makes it so different than other football facilities, is that you can play with your outdoor studs indoor, with ACs and lighting, obviously, so you can play 365 days a year. And I wouldn't say 24 hours because I think we might get fined for that. But other than that, we also had, we opened it with changing rooms. We have a store downstairs where we can selling sport equipment and so forth. So I wanted to add an overall feel to the place, where not only you just go there and you play and you leave, but it's actually a place where you can get together with your friends and compete in different things. And that's where we started developing our services within Ahdaaf.
The most basic service, of course, is just to call and book. Anybody can call, anybody can book. And what we wanted to do is to add on to that, we wanted to get people to be more incited to get a 3-month, 6-month, or 1-year booking, and they get their preferred slot that way. So that was the most basic service that you can, but we didn't want to stop there. We need to differentiate. It's, for example, if we talk about supermarkets, there are 20 supermarkets in one neighborhood. Why do you go to one rather than the other? So you have to have something that distinguishes your business from the others. So moving to other services, the competitions. We've had over 11 tournaments and leagues. Alhamdulillah, we were very lucky to have sponsors even when the time was quite tough. We were actually quite surprised. We got some good sponsors. We had some big tournaments ranging from 8 teams to 32 teams. And what we wanted to do in our tournaments was theme them. A lot of people like the idea, okay, if there's the World Cup, and there are 32 countries in the World Cup, we'll actually have an Ahdaf World Cup, which will have the same nations competing, and etc. So those kind of themes really added on to it.
Adding on to the World Cup, we organize in such a way where, for example, if you're Argentina and you have a game against Netherlands, so it will be based upon the same time, the same day that the real games are happening. So you get a better sense of the feeling, and you finish your game, and you can go and you can watch it live. As Anas was saying, so our tournaments, they were ranging, sorry if you can just go back. Our tournaments were ranging from 8 to 32 teams.
Okay.
And the last tournament was a lot of fun. It was, we were very lucky to get the patronage of His Highness Sheikh Hamdan Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum. And we had the Ahdaf Government Entities Cup. It was the first of its kind, and it was the biggest indoor football tournament during Ramadan in terms of for government entities, where we offered the cash prize of over 100,000 dirhams for the winners. It was a lot of fun, and the beauty of it, their entry was free. So all the government entity staff could just join and play. All they had to do was show their IDs that they work within that department, and they could come and play. Obviously, with the help of sponsors and with the help of so forth, we were able to make this into a reality. We also worked on our events, and a lot of people within this crowd actually here today helped us a lot in our Dubai Mall event. We had it in May 2010.
Yeah.
It was from the 1st of May to the 11th of May. It was a lot of fun. What we did is we basically, as you can see on the left, we set up a field in the Star Atrium, which is the main area over there where the restaurants are and so forth. And it was a blast. We had kids coaching sessions. We had guys versus girls football, 3 versus 3, which was a huge crowd puller. All 3 floors, people standing up and watching and cheering, and the girls won a few times, and it was quite impressive. We also had a lot of competitions where we gave away freebies and stuff, so it was a great, great time. We had a blast. We had another one in Dubai Festival City, which was, I think we managed to pull it off. Alhamdulillah, it was a great success. It was for a month, it was there, and what we did is we brought beach football indoor. So we set up a facility, as you can see, the one on the right over here, and we got in beach sand. So they're playing beach football within a mall. Obviously, we made the mall very dirty and sandy, but I think nobody mind. And then lastly?
The last was, the thing is, we worked really hard on the first one.
Yeah.
We had to put our own money, we had to put our own time. and we just wanted to make sure that we really impress. The Dubai Mall is one of the biggest in the country, and if
Biggest
you're
in the
going to
world.
do it there well, you're going to do it anywhere. So we were very impressed, and that opened doors to the others. We got Festival City, we got Yas Island, and it's interesting, even in Yas, it was a completely different concept. They said street football. So we have grass, we have sand, and then we have street football. So we were very happy with these events. They added a new element to our business. And then I come to the AYC, or the Ahdaf Youth Coaching, which is something that is something personal, I think, for all of us. All of us have cousins, brothers, sisters, and we always try to convince them to actually be more active and stop playing PlayStation or stop sitting in front of the TV and all of that. And you want to actually get them interested in playing sports. A lot of them don't, because they take it as a military kind of thing. So we wanted to do the Ahdaf coaching, but make it more fun. So they would actually go back to their parents and say, I want to go back to Ahdaf, I want to enjoy the sports there, my friends are there, etc. So we really focused on that, and we had different courses.
One of the, touching back, on the youth coaching, what was very important for us while we were setting up the youth coaching was to educate our young brothers and sisters and cousins and nephews and friends and family friends, etc. That's how the circle started, and it just grew, the members that were joined us. It's very important, as Anas said earlier on, talking about like Farij football, basically. Like the generation between us and obviously the kids now is very, very small. We can't brag and say we've seen it all. We haven't obviously seen it all. We're still seeing a lot. And what I find is important is that when we grew up in Dubai, it was, I don't know, it felt we were much more at ease when you can go out and you can play on the streets and everything. And mashallah, as the city grew, obviously the children expected better facilities. At that time, I remember the only mall close by was like Beach Center, and we all used to go, close by, and there was nothing else. But so the facilities got upgraded. So we had to step up our game, and we had to make sure that we can, as you said, attract the kids and attract them and make them come and stay back. So what I noticed in the success within the Ahdaf youth coaching specifically was that the kids they re-registered, and they were coming back. And they enjoyed it, as you're saying, the military, like the military style curriculums of a lot of other coaching schools out there. The kids, end of the day, you send your brother after school, okay, come on, you got to go play football. He's like, I don't want to play, khalas, I just want to sit, watch TV, relax. But when he tells you, yalla baba, take me, I want to go play football, or yalla, take me, I want to go play sports, then you know you've done something right, in my opinion.
To follow some of the CSR activities that we wanted to do, there was the Dubai National School started the 12th school for grade schools that got involved in the tournament, and they wanted to sponsor. And the nice thing is that Al Noor Training Center for Special Needs, they approached us and they said, look, we have this facility, it's in very good condition, but we don't get any revenue out of it. Can you guys help us out? You seem like you're experts in this field. Can you manage our facilities? So we worked with Al Noor, there are some pictures of the opening. And I remember you worked also closely with some of the donation charities.
Yeah, I worked very closely with Dirham Bas. They were great in the beginning when they're setting up. They're from the Ministry of Social Affairs. And during a Ramadan tournament, which is an annual thing, so we attempted to give back to our community as much as we could. So we were setting out banners and advertisements within the Dirham Bas and Dubai Cares campaign within Ahdaf, in order to promote it and get people aware of what's going on. And of course the donation boxes, which hopefully it went to the right causes, inshallah. In terms of media exposure, alhamdulillah, I have to give a lot of credit to us being locals, honestly. And let me not lie and say, it's this, that. We have to accept the fact that we're very lucky and we're blessed that we live in the Emirat and we have the support that we have from our leadership. Us being locals, us having the dam from the support from the Mohammed bin Rashid establishment opened up a lot of doors for us, specifically in media. A lot of people wanted to know our stories in the sense that, how did four young local guys, most of you guys don't do anything. You guys don't know how to change a light bulb. What are you guys doing? Any fresh grads opening up a business, it's something completely off. So we're very blessed, alhamdulillah. We got a lot of media attention in the Arabic and English press in order to get our story out there, and to try to motivate other people into setting up their own businesses and getting in it, more specifically businesses that can give back to the community and not something that's just a cash cow. We always joke that if we wanted a cash cow, we would have just gutted our warehouse that we're renting out and set up beds and rent a bed every night.
Labor camp.
Like as a labor camp. And that would have made us overnight
Quick
millionaires.
money, yeah, definitely.
But end of the day, what's most important is we have to give back.
Yeah.
Basically, we received a lot and we're very blessed, and we have to give back, and this is our way of sort of giving back.
This is just a quick...
In terms of corporate clients, so going back to one of the services that we offer, so alhamdulillah, that being said, we also had a lot of multinational companies that have come up to us and asked us for their help in terms of doing team events, building mini tournaments for them. So what we do is we arrange different tournaments for within their staff to promote integration and so forth.
And we come to Ahdaf today. Alhamdulillah, we were the first to be in the region, the Gulf, the UAE, and now we noticed a lot of businesses are actually doing the same thing. Oh, and a lot of people will come and tell me, Anas, what do you think all of these people are competing with you, or they're copy-pasting your idea? Honestly, it's a good thing. If I know that other facilities are providing that active lifestyle promotion and they're letting people actually enjoy their sports, why not? And I always tell them, I have nothing to do with them. They can do their own thing, and what we can do is just do our best with our facility. I always say it's one thing, of course, to want to do sports or to want to have an active lifestyle, but if you don't have the facility, then that's a dead end. So it's our responsibility as people from this country, as young people who have ideas, to actually fulfill that service, to give them something that they can actually use. So alhamdulillah, first in the region, the Al-Ghaw's footfall is 70,000 per year, and now Al-Warg, inshallah, which is, we didn't go to the dinner yesterday because we were working on the launch, and that, inshallah, now from 2 fields, in 2009 we have 9 fields, and Al-Warg is launching, inshallah, next week, and it's an outdoor facility, and we're forecasting 95,000 footfall. And some more? I'll leave that to you, Yousef.
Yeah, I can't really see. So basically this is just more or less a conclusion of what we've achieved, alhamdulillah, so far, with a lot of, we take it very humbly. We're not here to brag, we're not here to say what we've done, no, we're here to basically to share our ideas, share our experiences with everyone in the audience, as much as we have learned from everyone here. Alhamdulillah, we've had over 11 tournaments and leagues so far. We've had 6 full coaching sessions, and obviously, as you can see, the social media side, which I'm really bad at, and I try very hard to tweet, but I'm not that good at it. So where we're heading. Just to recap as well where we are. So we started off with our Al-Ghaw's facility, which started off with 2 fields. Alhamdulillah, now we have 2 more fields within Al-Ghaw's, so it's 4 fields indoor. Our Warga facility is going to have 4 outdoor fields by next week, inshallah. And the Al-Noor school, which we manage, the Al-Noor school for special needs, which we manage over there. And what's next?
What's next? We'll keep it, of course, a big question mark. We don't want to put any
Don't want to give you guys our secrets.
But inshallah, a lot is coming. This is just a little...
Good. Oh! Oh, get it, get it.
So we've signed an exclusivity deal with this kid, and if you want to buy him for any of your club, it's going to cost you $10 million.
And this is where we are. We are on ahdaf.ae, and we have the social media networks. Alhamdulillah, it's been a great ride, like a lot of things in the UAE. It's fantastic being here in Ajman, and inshallah it goes year by year. So mind shift, I guess. Thank you.
Thank you.